In a world obsessed with noise, the silent wield the real power. You don't need the spotlight to dominate, you need the shadows where true strength whispers and chaos bends to your will. Here, power isn't screamed, it's forged in the unseen, felt in the bones, and proven without a single shout. If you're watching this, you're not here to follow, you're here to conquer, quietly and ruthlessly. Welcome to the Sigma male community, the sanctuary for wolves who thrive beyond the herd's gaze. This isn't just a channel, it's a proving ground for men who carve their own paths with precision and unbreakable resolve. Today we're tearing into 11 ways Sigma males hold power without ever needing the spotlight. Get ready, your reality's about to shift. 1. Shadow sovereignty beyond independence. Self-reliance is just the beginning. Sigma males don't stop at surviving alone. They build empires of autonomy that mock the very idea of dependence. They don't avoid people out of fear. They engineer lives where needing anyone becomes irrelevant, a relic of weaker minds. While others grovel for approval or lean on fragile crutches, Sigmas craft systems, skills, resources, mental strongholds that make the outside world a spectator, not a necessity. Their power isn't loud, it's the quiet hum of a machine they've perfected, running smoothly while the rest scramble in the dust. Imagine a lone fortress standing unshaken amidst a raging battlefield. Arrows fly, armies clash, but inside, the Sigma sharpens his blade, unbothered, untouchable. That's shadow sovereignty, a life designed to thrive in isolation, not out of arrogance, but out of mastery over every variable they can control. Chaos doesn't dictate their moves, they dictate the chaos, turning it into fuel for their silent reign. This isn't about cutting ties, it's about cutting weakness. Sigmas know that true freedom comes from owning your reality, not borrowing it from someone else's script. Every decision, every boundary, every honed skill is a brick in their unshakable domain, a place where they answer to no one but themselves. The herd can't comprehend it, they're too busy chasing shadows while the Sigma becomes one wielding power that needs no audience. The ancients understood this. Real strength lies in what you command within, not what you demand from others. Sigmas live this truth, building lives so self-sufficient that external storms are just background noise. Their sovereignty isn't a gift, it's a creation forged through relentless discipline and a refusal to bow to anything but their own standards. That's power no spotlight can touch. 2. Predictive warfare, advanced strategy. Sigmas don't play checkers. They unravel the game before the pieces even hit the board. Their minds are battlegrounds where every glance, every word, every silence is dissected for hidden intent, turning observation into a weapon sharper than any blade. While the masses stumble over surface drama, Sigmas see the threads beneath, motives, weaknesses, moves yet unmade, and strike before the enemy knows there's a fight. Their silence isn't retreat, it's the calm before a storm they've already mapped out. Picture a predator stalking through the brush, unseen, unheard, but acutely aware of every rustle, every scent. That's the Sigma in any room, letting the loudmouths expose their hands while he loads his own, each word they waste a gift to his arsenal. He doesn't react, he anticipates, turning their chaos into his chessboard. When he moves, it's not a guess, it's a guillotine, precise and final. This isn't paranoia, it's power through preparation. Sigmas don't waste energy on what might happen. They calculate what will, reading people like open books written in invisible ink. Their strategies aren't loud plans shouted from rooftops, they're quiet traps set in the dark, sprung when least expected. It's advanced warfare, where the battlefield is the mind and victory is claimed before the war's declared. Reason over impulse guides them, a principle as old as the Stoics who knew that foresight trumps frenzy every time. Sigmas don't just survive the future, they shape it, using their clarity to stay 3 steps ahead. Their power lies in knowing what you'll do before you do, and being ready when you finally catch up. That's domination without a single raised voice. 3. Anti-hierarchy architecture. Sigmas don't climb ladders, they torch them and walk the ashes. Social pyramids, corporate games, status chases, these are cages for the desperate, not thrones for the free. They reject the climb not out of spite, but because true power doesn't need a pedestal, it stands firm on its own ground. Influence isn't begged from above, it's built sideways through respect earned, not titles granted. Step into a room with a Sigma, and the pecking order evaporates. The CEO gets the same steady gaze as the intern, competence not rank sets the tone. This unnerves the power-hungry, who clutch their fragile crowns while the Sigma's presence alone rewrites the rules. Their authority isn't borrowed from a flowchart. It's forged in the raw steel of ability and integrity. They don't rebel for chaos. They refuse to play a game stacked against the sovereign. Hierarchies crumble under scrutiny. Sigmas see through the illusion, knowing that real influence pulls like gravity, not pushy commands. They connect, they create, they command respect without demanding it, turning followers into allies who don't even know they've been led. That's architecture no office tower can rival. The wise have long taught that external markers fade, only what you cultivate inside endures. Sigmas live this, dismissing the hollow trappings of status for a foundation that can't be shaken. Their power isn't in being seen at the top, it's in being felt everywhere, a force that defies the need for applause. That's the Sigma's world, flat, fierce, and free. For kinetic integrity, action as doctrine. Words are cheap, Sigmas let their actions roar. Their integrity isn't a tagline, it's a doctrine etched into every move they make, a force so solid it's felt before it's seen. Promises don't linger as empty echoes, they harden into reality the moment they're spoken. This isn't about impressing anyone, it's about being a man whose truth is his deed, unyielding and undeniable. People don't follow Sigmas because they're loud, they follow because their consistency is a beacon in a sea of broken vows. There's no hype, no fanfare, just a quiet execution that hits like a freight train. When a Sigma acts, it's not a performance, it's a law of nature, steady as the tide, relentless as gravity. Others talk big, he is big and the proof is in every step he takes. This isn't blind stubbornness, it's deliberate power. Sigmas know that trust isn't won with charisma but with results, each action a brick in a reputation that speaks louder than any speech. They don't need to sell you on their worth, you'll feel it when they deliver again and again until doubt becomes laughable. Their life is their manifesto, and it's written in blood and sweat. The old philosophers knew a man's worth lies in what he does, not what he says. Sigmas embody this, letting their deeds carve their legacy while others waste breath on excuses. Their power is kinetic, alive, moving, unstoppable because they don't just stand for something, they are it. That's the kind of strength no spotlight can amplify, it just shines on its own. 5. Neuroplastic ninjutsu, deep observation. Sigmas don't just watch, they decode. Their eyes are scanners, peeling back layers of bravado to reveal the raw code of human nature. Every twitch, every pause, every lie laid bare. This isn't casual glancing, it's a disciplined art, turning every moment into a masterclass on what makes people tick. While others hear noise, Sigmas hear signals, and they're already 10 moves ahead before you finish your sentence. Imagine sitting across from a man who knows your next word before you do. That's the Sigma's edge, silence that's not empty but electric, harvesting data while you spill your soul. They spot the cracks in your armor, the tells in your game, not to judge but to navigate, turning insight into leverage. It's not paranoia, it's a superpower honed to razor precision. This deep observation isn't about mistrust, it's about mastery. Sigmas wield it like a blade, cutting through the fog of deception and distraction to see the world as it is, not as it's sold. Every interaction sharpens their map of reality, making them untouchable because they've already seen your play. Their power is in the knowing, the quiet certainty that leaves others exposed without a word. Clarity over delusion has always been the path to wisdom, a truth Sigmas live with every breath. They don't guess, they understand, using their perception to stay sovereign in a world of masks. Their strength isn't in shouting what they see, it's in acting on it decisively while the rest fumble in the dark. That's the Sigma's ninjutsu, unseen, unheard, unbeatable. 6. Frictionless existence, radical minimalism. Sigmas don't declutter, they wage war on drag. Obligations, clutter, emotional baggage, they slice through it all with a surgeon's precision, leaving only what fuels their fire. This isn't about owning less, it's about thinking faster, moving sharper, living leaner than the bloated masses drowning in excess. Their world is a stripped-down machine, built for speed and impact, not show. Picture a fighter jet, every ounce calculated, every curve purposeful, cutting through the sky while others lumber below. That's the Sigma's life. No dead weight, no distractions, just pure, unadulterated focus. Commitments get grilled under one brutal question: does this make me stronger? If not, it's gone, leaving a vacuum where power thrives. Frictionless isn't empty, it's lethal efficiency. This radical minimalism isn't sacrifice, it's liberation. Sigmas shed the chains of more that choke the weak, gaining clarity that hits like a thunderbolt. They don't waste time on the trivial because their energy is a finite blade, reserved for what moves the needle. Their power lies in this ruthless curation, turning simplicity into a weapon no clutter can dull. The wise have always known that less can be more when it's the right less. Sigmas take this to heart, crafting lives where every piece serves the whole, where focus isn't a buzzword but a battle cry. They don't need the chaos of excess. Their strength is in the calm, the clean, the controlled. That's a dominion no horde can rival. 7. Invisible alloy, emotional metallurgy. Sigmas don't bury emotions, they melt them down and reforge them. Pain isn't a wound, it's raw material for resilience, hammered into armor no blow can pierce. Anger doesn't explode, it's cooled into a fuel that drives cold, calculated action. This isn't detachment, it's transformation, turning what breaks others into what builds them stronger. Their calm isn't numbness, it's a furnace under control. They feel the heat, the sting, the weight, but they don't let it rule. They wield it, shaping chaos into order with a blacksmith's steady hand. While others crumble under emotional storms, Sigmas stand taller, their stability a quiet terror to the fragile. It's not about hiding, it's about harnessing. This metallurgy isn't weakness, it's wizardry. Sigmas know that emotions are power, raw and wild, and they don't waste them on tantrums or tears. Every surge is redirected, every scar a lesson, making them a force that doesn't bend, doesn't break, just grows. Their strength is invisible until it hits, and then it's too late to dodge. Control over the inner world has always been the root of true might. Sigmas live this, forging their souls into something unbreakable, not by denying what they feel but by mastering it. Their power isn't in the absence of emotion, it's in the alloy they've made of it, tough as steel, sharp as a blade. That's the Sigma's edge, invincible from within. 8. Stealth influence, the black hole effect. Sigmas don't preach, they pull. Their influence isn't a megaphone, it's a gravitational field, bending thoughts and actions without a sound. They drop truths like quiet bombs, and before you know it, you're thinking their way, convinced it was your idea all along. This isn't charm, it's a force of nature radiating from certainty too solid to resist. Ever met someone who doesn't beg for followers yet commands a room? That's the Sigma, leading by existing, not announcing. They don't need credit. They let you take it, turning disciples into evangelists who spread their gospel without knowing the source. Their power is in the pull, not the push, a black hole swallowing doubt and spitting out loyalty. This isn't trickery, it's mastery of the unseen. Sigmas understand that real sway doesn't need a stage. It thrives in the shadows, shifting tides while others splash in the shallows. They plant seeds of change that bloom in others' minds, growing forests of impact without lifting a finger. Influence like this doesn't shout, it echoes. The great minds of old knew that example outshines argument. Sigmas wield this, guiding through presence, not persuasion, letting their lives do the talking. Their power isn't in being followed, it's in being inevitable, a quiet current that reshapes everything it touches. That's the Sigma's orbit, subtle, supreme, unstoppable. 9. Temporal dominance, time as territory. Time isn't a river to Sigmas, it's a kingdom they rule. Every second is a fortress wall, defended with ferocity against waste and intrusion. While others beg for minutes or drown in delays, Sigmas grant their presence like a rare decree, each moment a deliberate choice. Their clock doesn't tick, it commands, bending life to their rhythm. Waiting is for the weak, Sigmas don't stand in line, they set the pace. Meetings, distractions, endless scrolling? Those are invasions they repel without mercy, guarding their hours like gold. When they show up, it's not just punctuality, it's proof of their grip on reality, a signal that their time is a blade, not a sponge. People feel it and they bow to it instinctively. This isn't busyness, it's sovereignty. Sigmas know that time is the one currency you can't earn back, so they spend it like emperors, investing only in what sharpens their edge. Their power comes from this relentless focus, turning days into weapons while others fritter them away. To waste a Sigma's time is to trespass, and trespassers don't last long. The ancients taught that life's brevity demands purpose, a lesson Sigmas wield with iron will. They don't chase hours, they own them, aligning every tick with their mission. Their strength isn't in doing more, It's in doing what matters with a precision that makes time their ally, not their master. That's dominion no clock can challenge. 10. Unspoken ultimatums, boundary physics. Sigmas don't draw lines, they erect force fields. Cross one and you're not argued with, you're erased silently, completely, like you never existed. There's no yelling, no debate, just a void where you once stood, a consequence as certain as gravity. This isn't pettiness, it's the physics of respect, enforced with chilling consistency. People sense it before they test it, an invisible wall humming with power. They adjust, they back off, they conform not because the Sigma demands it but because the air shifts when he's near. His boundaries aren't suggestions, they're laws carved into the fabric of his world, and violation means exile. That's not anger, it's order, pure and absolute. This isn't rigidity, it's strength. Sigmas know that power without limits is chaos, so they define their territory with a clarity that leaves no room for games. Their no isn't a word, it's a wall, and their yes is a privilege, not a given. Respect isn't requested, it's required, and the world learns fast or gets left behind. The Stoics knew that peace comes from controlling what you can, and letting go of the rest. Sigmas master this, setting boundaries that protect their empire of self, unshaken by pleas or pressure. Their power is in the unspoken, the finality that needs no explanation. That's the Sigma's law, cross it and you're gone. 11. Void communication, the power of absence. Sigmas don't fill silence, they weaponize it. A pause becomes a canyon, swallowing noise and forcing the world to lean in. Questions hang unanswered, not out of ignorance, but as a mirror reflecting your own uncertainty back at you. Their absence isn't retreat, it's a strike, a vacuum that pulls truth out of the clutter. While others babble to be heard, Sigmas let the quiet cut deeper than words ever could. Their retreats are calculated, turning scarcity into value. When they speak, it's thunder because they've made you wait for lightning. People overreach, they overshare, they weaken, all because the Sigma silence is a trap they can't resist. It's not mystery, it's mastery. This isn't aloofness, it's art. Sigmas know that attention is currency, and they spend it sparingly, making every word a rare coin that buys loyalty, fear, or awe. Their power lies in what they withhold, a void that shapes reality more than any sermon. The less they give, the more you crave, and that's a leash they never have to pull. Restraint has always been the mark of the wise, a truth Sigmas turn into a blade. They don't need to shout, their silence roars, their absence commands, their presence redefines. Their strength is in the empty space, the unspoken power that lingers long after they're gone. That's the Sigma's voice, a whisper from the void that drowns out the world. You've just cracked the code to power that doesn't need a stage, a cheer, or a crown. It's yours, forged in the shadows, and it's unbreakable. Now take it, wield these 11 ways like a blade, carve your path, and watch the world shift beneath your feet. This isn't a video, it's a call to arms for the wolves among sheep, and you're one of us. Join the Sigma male community, hit that subscribe button, smash the bell, and share this with the pack who get it, because we're not here to play small, we're here to dominate silently. Like it, comment your thoughts, spread the fire, let's build an empire of quiet kings. Until next time, stay sharp, stay sovereign, and keep ruling from the dark.